That was improv.
That's it.
That was
That's
it.
it.
That was it. That
And
was
it's
it.
just like when you called and you were like, "What are you tenderizing meat?" It's like
Yeah.
it's like either you get it or you get
Or you call it,
Oh
that's a
man.
problem on the 5th floor. That's not me. Like that's not me, baby. I
It's
live
not me
on the
but
five
me.
floor. I live on the 5th floor. That's not me. Uh,
Oh man, how you been, bro?
Good man. Tired. Fucking
Yeah.
tired. I haven't had these kids in 8 months.
Welcome back.
And it
Welcome back.
flew past. Like every day though, like there was a voice in the back of my head like, do shit, man. Do it. Cause you ain't gonna be able to do it.
You ain't gonna be able to.
And I was like we talked about it, I was like, I think, praying like, oh God, if I just had the time and some silence and like my own creative space. And I knocked out a lot of stuff, bro. I got a lot of logistical things done, but I did not do as much as I should have done because laziness.
That's
Is
that,
the
that's the proper term. That's
Yeah,
the proper
laziness
term.
is the thing. And I always tell them like I've earned my right to be lazy. Like I've done a lot in my early years of being alive
Yeah.
where I'm like, now I'm just chilling. Like I make cool money, my bills are paid. I got, I don't have to worry about paycheck to paycheck. But
Right.
like, there's,
But
but I could really not like. Kevin Hart said some real shit. He was like, "Oh yeah, once you start kind of," he's like, in the black community, making it is really not that off. Like it's really not a
mm,
star in the sky. It's kind of just like a hill.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like, and once you get to that hill of like realizing that you kind of made it better than 90% of the people that you live with,
yeah.
he's like, then you just start like, okay, how am I good month to month? Okay, how am I good quarterly? How am I good
Mm,
annually? How am I good, you know what I'm saying, like 3 years from now? Like, and I
right.
was like, damn, like that spoke to me because I was like, I've been thinking about it as like, oh, I'm straight this month. But like I didn't elevate myself to like thinking like, okay, quarterly, that's what I should be looking at. How good am I going to be
Yeah.
quarterly?
Right.
You know?
And that's good though. Taking just another step. A lot of people go from I barely can pay my bills. They took my car. They turned off the lights this year,
Yep.
and then they get to New Year's and be like, "This is my year. I'm gonna be a millionaire." It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like let's get to
Just,
be 100 air.
let's get yeah, yeah.
Let's get some
Let's get
solid four figures coming in each
a
month.
couple $20 in the account. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just get
That's
there.
it.
Yeah.
Finish.
Like
Get to the point where you finish paying your bills and you can still do something with what you got left. Like
well, not only that, but like get to the point where you can spend your bills, do whatever the fuck you want to do, and still go to your bank account and be like, oh shit, there's still a couple $100 left in that bitch.
that's
Like,
a fact.
and I'm about to get paid tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
I think
I
that
didn't deplete myself
I
before I
didn't
got
deplete
paid
myself.
again.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm not scraping pennies.
yeah,
3-4 days out of paycheck. Like I
yeah.
still got hundreds of dollars left in my bank account,
That's a
and
fact.
I'm about to get paid again, and all my bills are paid for the month. So this is mine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Now you feeling and then don't do it what a lot of us do is, oh, this mine. I'm gonna go get more stuff.
More stuff.
Like,
Yeah,
try try
that's
try to
been
hold on. Like I
yeah
keep
that
saying, like they say that's a big difference between Target shoppers and Walmart shoppers. And I say they're the same shoppers. Target is just Walmart shoppers that got paid this week.
mm,
Before you get to the before you get to that next paycheck, when you on that Wednesday, Thursday, you at Walmart because you
you're a
trying to
Walmart.
now you trying to stretch that a little bit out.
Stretch that bitch. Yeah, stretch that
Telling
bitch.
you, telling you,
Yeah.
they ain't far off.
No, I feel you. I mean, and I've been trying to look at it, everything like that. Like, okay, well, I'm straight. I got the kids now. I've been trying to, get out of my bad habits of like whatever they are. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? To just splurge money, like, cause I'll spend money stupid. I'll spend in a month. I'll be like 350 deep in DoorDash. You know what I mean? Like, and the restaurants across the street. And I'm just like, bring it to me, nigga, and take these three
bring it.
dollars. Take these $3.
You
You
ordering
know what I'm saying?
DoorDash with no app, just out the door
Just
like
out there. Hey,
6 piece.
hey, nigga, you know my apartment? Yeah, like that. So I've been trying to get out of that bad habit of like just doing that type of stuff. But
Yeah,
like I just haven't lived in an apartment in so long. Like
yeah,
I've been living in a house for so long. So like now I'm realizing like the apartment struggles of like not having a sign. Like I have a garage, but my garage is like around the corner and two bins over. You know what I mean?
mm,
But there's no assigned parking. So like if I leave at a certain time after the workflow comes in for the day, people go get their groceries or get something to eat, like 7 to like 9 o'clock at night, like good luck.
yeah.
People are home then. People are cooking dinner and like settling down for the day. So like you're gonna have to park hella far, and it's hot as hell. It is 103 degrees at 10 o'clock at night here. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody trying to walk with groceries.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And you multi tripping. You're not one bagging.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? A case of water and bags like in
I don't know if
103.
one bagging is a pause statement or not, but I'm gonna just say it's close. I don't know. I've never heard
Okay.
anybody use it,
Now when you said
but
it again, when
one
you said it
bagging, you know
again,
what I mean? Like it's
yeah, when
right
you said it
there.
again. We said it again. It did sound sus. So I do like go back and pause that. But yeah, like that's not a thing for me. So like that's
Yeah,
why I end up door dashing because I'm like, well, let me just grab something. And then like you start paying attention, you're like, damn, let me go to the menu on their website. And if you go to their website, it's not even the price on the website as it is when you go to the place. So like you getting three different versions of the price
yeah.
that it really fucking is.
Right.
You
That's a
spending
fact.
like you spending like first of all, DoorDash or Uber Eats, all them niggas is marking it up $4 at
Right.
the what I'm saying, all top. So like
Facts. Facts.
and then you then they'll be like, oh, service fee, another $12 for so you like, how the fuck does a number one at Taco Bell end up being $68? Who the fuck do you think you are, DoorDash?
Right.
And then be like,
Oh,
oh, we added $12.54 or 54 cents for based off your order for the DoorDasher. It goes all the way to him. Like, fuck him. He decided to pick that shit up. $2. Emmanuel, you get $2. If you don't take it, you don't take it. Somebody gonna take it for that two
and
dollars.
hold on.
So
Do they knock at the door and hand it to you, or they just leave it?
no, so like now, like because of COVID kind of changed like the automatic stuff. So like most of
Yeah.
the stuff is like leave it at the door. So
Mm.
like they'll leave it at the door, and then your phone will chime in and be like, hey, your shit is here, type of stuff.
And then you
I
open
think
the door and it's just on the floor.
I think Uber Eats knocks on your door and waits for you to hand it to you still,
Hmm.
but not Uber Eats. What's the other niggas?
Instacart,
No,
DoorDash.
fuck. I hate using them because I feel like they're the hood niggas of the door dash community niggas.
Everybody got a
Like
hood.
they never get your shit right. They don't pick
Everybody
up
got a
your whole
hood.
order. You got to be like, "Yo, I had a drink player." They be like, "Oh shit, that was yours," and they have to be like, "Oh, turn it back around."
Oh, that's you?
That's you?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Bet. It did say fucking Popeyes on it, and I
right.
did deliver Popeyes. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of that shit. And then like DoorDash be fucking me up because DoorDash will take multiple orders. And I'm like, bro,
Mm.
I ordered a milkshake. Nigga, don't be going to three other niggas' houses with no AC in your car. It's 103 outside.
Right. Now I
You
just got milk.
yeah, not just got fucking milk and caramel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no. So I've been
Yeah.
trying to like adapt myself to that type of shit. Like I'm not afraid to cook. Like I'll cook all fucking day. Like it's
Yeah.
not a problem for me to cook. It's just more convenient to do that. You know our kids. Our kids are weird. So like one kid eats this, the other kid don't eat that. Like when we grew up, it was just like whatever is on the fucking table.
You eating it. Or you not. I
Right.
mean, this is your
You
call. This is
and
your life.
I
If
bet
you
not catch you snacking on anything until you. I remember Uncle James made me eat a grown man's plate of fucking. He had a breast and a thigh on my plate. I was like 8 years old. He was like, "You been eating all that food.
You're like,
You was used to it. You was used to it. You was just like,
this is what
I
it
was over
is.
there like, this
This is
is
what it
way
is
too
over here.
much food to consume in one sitting. How the fuck are we eating
You're
a
like, my
whole
mama give
chicken?
me half a drumstick. That's all I have to eat.
I get a wing. You get a wing, or you get a leg. Mom, take the breast and the thigh. Like
Right,
grown folk.
right.
That's grown folk meat.
That's grown folk meat.
You gonna give me the whole breast
You gonna give me the big chicken? I'm eight.
and just
I'm
mashed
eight eating the
potatoes.
big
I'm like,
chicken.
oh my god, yeah, I remember that. I remember that so vividly. You was upstairs playing fucking Tecmo Bowl, and I was downstairs
Still trying
still
to get through the
working on it,
breast.
still working on it. And finally, he was just like, going upstairs, and I was like, all right.
And you know, a breast be dry to a kid. He be just got some Kool-Aid. No, you gotta
No,
eat first and drink.
drink later.
I gotta get
Like,
all of it down and then
and mashed potatoes, like both. There's no water cooked with either one of these. It's just straight protein. Just
I just my wife uses DoorDash a lot. I never use them, but it always gets
some
me
people
how
are
they.
skeptical about it, and I feel that. Like some people
Yeah,
are skeptical about it.
I'm good. You already heard too many horror stories about people in fast food dealing with your food at the
Yes,
restaurant with
yes,
cameras around with
yes.
some level of liability.
Yep.
Now they just in their car, stopping by the crib real quick. Like
I just feel
I
like
can't.
I feel
And
like
then they drop it off on the ground. Like, bro, on the ground. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't
yeah.
have as all these service charges? Y'all couldn't price in a little rubber band tied around it and just hang it on my doorknob. That's too.
You
That's too
might
much
have an idea there.
innovation.
You might have an idea there. That's
Come on,
that's
man. People got ant problems around here. You just gonna sit the food on the ground?
roaches,
Come on,
rats,
bro.
mice. Yeah, I feel you. And
Yeah,
like,
I
and
can't.
sometimes it don't. Sometimes like they don't take like send the picture immediately. So
Mm.
like you be like, where the fuck is my food? And I'll open the door and my food will be there and I'll get it and then I'll be sitting down eat my food and it's like, Pling, your food is there. Make sure you snap a picture. And I'm like, bitch, I'm done. Like,
I can't, man. I
yeah,
can't. And I haven't had one person ever deliver the food that I felt like, you know what? If I met you, I would actually come to your house, and if you cooked, I would eat your food. Like I wouldn't even want food you made,
yeah.
let alone do I want food that you just transported.
I,
They get my food out they trunk. I'm like, it's in the trunk with
so,
the tire iron, like,
with the bump in the spare, you got the food in the bump with the bump in the spare. Like,
bro,
what do you mean?
bro, come on, man. You can't tell me my food wasn't just all over the place in the bag.
What you trying to get here? Yeah. Like I understand all that. I figure like I've survived this long knowing God knows what has happened to
Yeah,
your
you got a
food. And
military system.
any yeah, exactly. Any restaurant that I've been to, I'm just like, it's here. Right?
Right,
Like
right.
food is supposed to just like it's the dumbest thing as humans. Humans have a lot of dumb like daily things that you have to do that don't make any sense. Like eating is stupid,
Yeah.
showering, like having to go pee, use the bath. They're like
Oh yeah.
why we have all these other things that make our life so simplistic, but like they ain't just came up with that Marty McFly pill that you just put in the microwave and bing, and now you have a turkey fucking dinner. Like we're
Hold on, but that
still.
still makes you eat. You didn't get rid of eating. You just
I
made it.
understand.
You just got to it
Made
quicker.
it easier, yes, but like
Right.
that's what I'm just saying. Like, what? Why? Like, fix that.
Right.
Like, I don't give a fuck if my phone can facial recognize myself when it opens, so I don't have to use my hands. Like, I still once it opens, I still use my hands to do everything on it. So
You just
open it up,
took one moment. That's a good point. That's a good point. You just took one moment of my usage. It's not like
usage
I
away,
just keep looking and it's doing all the stuff.
doing all
Like,
the
nah.
other shit. No,
Yeah,
no. Now,
that's a good point.
Apple Vision Pro, they do that. Apple Vision Pro, like you can just like look. and it'll like do things for you. But like, why doesn't the phone have that same? It's the same type of lens camera. If it could do anyway.
Yeah,
I digress. I'm just saying.
yeah,
Like, I think
I
we
get
should
it.
evolve as humans that way. Like, why?
To
Why the?
get rid of digestion, is what I'm hearing.
No, no, no,
You
no.
wanna,
Also, I have a theory too. Like, pumping gas. That's fucking stupid. How
Hmm.
the fuck have we not improved pumping gas? Like, we
Hmm.
still have to pull up. They oh here oh now you can just tap your card. I still have to grab the like what? Why can't I just pull up,
Hmm.
pop a fuck the gas thing, and a
Hmm.
robot just like why? Why isn't
Hmm.
that not a thing?
Well, gas would be a lot more expensive. So I mean, we could go that route, but then instead of
But then
three
again,
twenty
why
nine a
why are we
gallon, it'd
on
be like
gas? Why are we on gas?
43.98 a gallon.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever? So there's a road. There's like a video a long time ago. Like they don't have it no more. I think like Illuminati, not Illuminati, but like I think those people, like
Yeah,
oil
not
people, was like
Illuminati.
yeah, those those forces that be
Uh-huh.
took that shit off because it made too much sense. Like they were like, hey, these roadblocks, like let's replace all the roads with these like they were like octagon shaped like pillars that made a road, and you could do LED fucking like lanes and all this other stuff. Like everything is like it gets rid of painting, it gets rid of like road maintenance, like all, and it's electrically and it charges your car. And like they just like those videos just stopped, and those videos were filmed like in the 90s. It
Mhm.
wasn't even like it was like maybe like 90s early 2000s, but like they were I used to see them all the time. And now
Well,
I
see, that sounds dope, but this see, I don't know if you were watching the RNC. The RNC is on right now, and
no.
you being, in Texas, I'm pretty sure you get a enough of an
Well, don't
earful
tell
of
people
it.
that. Don't tell people that, because
Oh,
then like
right.
it's fine because there's
Not Texas.
everybody that's black here has dreads, so I blend in
There you go.
perfectly fine.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Um,
It's like being in Memphis,
but
Memphis.
it's like when you listen to either side talk, it's like there's always a pro and a con. So if let's just say the blue side came up with what you're saying, we got these amazing roads and it does this and does this and does this. Then the red side is going to say, yeah, but it gets rid of American jobs. You hate American jobs. That's going to be
Yeah,
1.2 million people out of work that help maintain these streets, that help build these countries, that paint and that work on our infrastructure and take care of drainage and plumbing and blah blah blah. And it's like that's all they do. But if the red had a thought of the idea, they'd love it, and the blue would hate it. Like, oh, see, who's getting rid of American jobs now? It's like
you
a
you know
big
what the
game.
yes, and you know what the problem with that is? People are afraid to evolve.
Oh yeah.
People are afraid to like if I started out a plumber, then that's all I fucking do. Like that mindset has to me has depleted. Like if you're a plumber, you also have to evolve with the world. So if you're just doing all I do is tighten down the pipes. I mean my daddy did the tighten down in, my
But
granddaddy did the
but
tighten
that's
down
it.
in.
But that's it.
But
I
that's what
I
I'm saying.
I think
Like
the sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I want to
I
hear.
think if you pay attention, and I hate to go racial, but some stuff it just is what it is. There are people that are in this country that their great great grandfathers did do something great, and
Yeah,
then the next generation did the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and so they have a history of greatness with that they can see in their family in their rear view, so they feel like this has always been great, this has always been good enough. I want to continue forging forward and just do this. I don't want to evolve. Whereas there's others, we don't have that. It's like, well, they were slaves, and then they picked cotton, and then they cleaned houses, and then you see what I'm saying? Like each generation, it was getting a little different and a little different and a little different. So now evolution is a part of our American experience,
yep,
and I feel like that's why you have Indians that come here and do amazing because they're used to trying to figure out what's next. Asians that come here and do amazing because they're trying to figure out what's next. And then you got this whole other subset of America that's like, why?
Yeah.
I don't want to code. Like, I get it. A lot of people don't want to code. I get it. So you want
Yeah.
to make America what it was again. I get it. I completely understand that. As I don't think it's that people don't want to evolve. I think people are scared of getting left and failing. It's like
Yeah.
it's going into a direction that I don't know nothing about. I
Yeah.
got no idea, and I don't. I was taught this since I was like 4. I got to learn
Yeah.
something new.
Yeah. But that's America. America is built on the ignorance of the people. Like we want you to be as ignorant as possible. Like everybody shits on China, but like China majority of China understands evolution. So even though there's slave workers and all this other things that's going on, they're still way more smarter and articulate than the average fucking American because they're working on more innovative fucking products. Their psyche is a little bit different than America. They might get cheap wages and living in poverty and all this other stuff, but if that person, like a lot of them do, end up coming to America, they excel America. They're like, y'all niggas is still on 2+2. Like, what?
Where they
Babe,
do
hey,
that
hey,
at?
hey, call Shinchong. Call Shinchong, bring his ass over here, cause bro, we about to take the fuck over. And I feel
Right.
like that's what America is. America thrives on the ignorance of the population. And I feel like that's why we're heading into a direction where it's like, yeah, you want to make America like I want to make America great again too. I remember like being able to just wear all American brands, like everything was made in America and stuff like that. Like it's rare when you started getting older, you just be like, oh, this shit's made in China, this shit's made in Japan. But as you get older, you understand like business, right? You understand like it's cheaper and costs and blah blah blah. So that's why, and I'm profit and gain greed, and America's just gotten so greedy till it's exploding. And now people are like, why is everything so expensive? It's like, because everybody else has surpassed us. Everybody else is like, we don't want to work for y'all no more. Like we could do that here now.
Yeah,
Our
we made
economy,
enough money now.
yeah, we made enough money off of y'all. Like
Yeah.
our people are thriving way more than y'all people. Our people have very, safer jobs and blah blah blah, and we're able to boost our economy. We don't need America's powerhouse to thrive to put us into the next. We're already there, and we're past y'all. Y'all are still worried about shit that is centuries old. You know what I mean? Like, but we're in the future with things, and I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to evolution and understanding that there has to be some type of escalation. And like you said, people try to hold on to, oh, my granddaddy did this and blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, your granddaddy was great. It was revolutionary then. He taught it to you because he's like, well, you'll always be able to make money like this. That wasn't true because some other person or on a different part of the country of the United States was figuring out like, oh, they do it like this. Well, I can do it like this and make it cheaper and better than that fucking person can. And that's the American way. Is I've talked about this before. It's like growing up in a black community, like you always wanted to be better than your friend, even though it's your best friend. It's like you were taught they only if it's one job and it's 5 of y'all going, they only gonna pick one of y'all. So you got to be better than your friends. So you always were in this competition unrealistically with your people that you could have just been like, hey, we all are going for the same job. We all had the same knowledge base and understanding of the process. How about we start our own shit? Because we all know what needs to happen. Nobody's teaching American people that. Like, hey, you have that knowledge. You have that knowledge base. You have that understanding of the process. You don't have to compete against each other. How about you collectively come together and create something innovative? And I feel like innovation in America is diluted because it is that. It's my side's better than your side. From politicians, no different than gangs. Like everybody is battling for territory and for purpose. And the reality of the situation is like, while we're battling with each other, everybody else is just like, hey, they don't even know we fucking out here moving, bro. Like we out here getting
Right.
shit done.
Right, because we're too busy looking at, like I said, we're too busy looking in the rear view. And
Yep.
I think that there's a beauty in looking in the rear view, and in any whatever culture, whatever heritage you come from, um, there's something honorable in looking behind you and saying, what did the people before me do? What did they create the space for? But
Yep.
you still got to look forward to figure out, okay, but how do I make sure that all of that goes into the next century? And I think, like, I'm watching the RNC, I'm like, you guys are starting to say the right things. Like now you're starting to talk about, we want to hear about diverse ideas, and we want to bring, various opinions to the table and discuss them and not push anybody out. But it's like, that's just talk.
Yep.
That's all talk, because there's Agenda 47, which is Trump's thing. That don't look nothing like that. There's Project 2025. That don't look nothing like that. All of that looks like is, we want to make America look like what we loved America for.
Yep.
Just take out the slave stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, yeah, make it just like before without the slave stuff,
Yeah.
and then it'll be pretty awesome then.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, like I said, when I talk to have any political conversation on here, is like, I am very much mentally in a purple state, because there are things on the left that I'm just like, what? Like my wife was just telling me that our governor, Gavin Newsom, just passed a law that says, if before, if a kid said that they wanted to be identified as something else at school, that the instructors, the faculty, was to notify the parents that that kid had made that declaration. He just passed a bill now, a law that says they don't have to do that.
Mm.
They can just keep it a secret. Like so my kid can go to school and decide, hey, I want you guys to address me as she now. My son, I want you guys to address me as she, and nobody's gonna tell me. Nobody's gonna tell his mom. What? But the issue is, you you can't have it both ways. Like, you can't try to be progressive in the areas that you want to be, that lead to, a global economy that push America to the top, in the financial world, that keep our stock market, thriving, because we want to focus on solar and AI and robotics and all of that. There you want to be progressive.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to other things, you want to be regressive. And it's like, but so anyway, so being in this purple state is like, the left does that, the Gavin Newsom did, and I'm just like, I'm so against that part of the left. But then the right, they'll say, like, they're trying to, the whole idea of being a Christian nationalist is like, I'm a Christian to my heart, but I can't say that I feel like you should enforce Christian ways on everybody in America. You don't have that right anymore because of how you built the country. Now, if we
Yeah.
go to certain parts of Asia and they want to have, Buddhist teachings in the school, okay, they didn't create it like y'all did.
Yeah.
Y'all did to bring everybody, all come one, come all, bring me your broken, bring me your. Y'all did that. So
Yeah.
once you do that, you can't then say, oh, but by the way, we're gonna pray to my God real quick, like,
Yeah.
because if that's the case, and especially if you still want to push this, we're all equal under the law, then that
Yeah.
means, now if you tell me I have to look at the 10 Commandments, or listen to you guys say the Lord's Prayer, or whatever it is, well, then I also should be able to say and see the Hindu prayer, and
Yeah.
also should be able to see Buddhist things.
No,
Also
hundred
be able to
percent. Yeah.
pray Allah. Matter of fact, I also should have a devil worshiping, like a seance room. Like you got to open it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm
You
not
know-
saying I care about any of that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if that's what y'all made, like, and America's walking that fine line of,
What's
um,
so crazy, and I don't mean to cut you off, but
oh,
so
good.
crazy is my whole experience in the military is that everybody's allowed to pray. Like when you're in basic training,
Hmm.
whatever your religion is, and this is the military, whatever your religion is, there is a service for you
Mm.
on whatever day it is. So
Nice.
it's strange that America as a whole, outside of its military
Right.
force,
Right.
is like opposing the beliefs of all, like you said, like come bring me your broken, like opposing the Christianity rules and laws that they actually like Christianity is about. Like,
Right.
no, Christianity welcomes other people to have a conversation
Right.
about God
Right.
and learn from each other.
Right.
And my job is to shower you with my beliefs. And then you are supposed to shower me with your beliefs. And we're supposed to have a conversation about that. And at the end of the day, either you walk away and maybe you convert to Christianity or you don't. And I'm cool with that.
Right.
And we try again the next day and we try again the next day. But no, and nowhere it says like, as strict as like, the some of the Muslim culture is like die. You know what I mean? Like you don't believe in it, die then. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's just it's interesting to see that's why like my perspective about like all the politics that are going on in the country at the current moment are skewed because I've seen a different side of America than I think a lot of people have seen. I've seen the collective groups of people who never seen a black person before in their life end up having a black best friend, and their mom and their dad refuses to come to their graduation because they wrote home talking about how they have this black friend, blah 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 blah. Like, and
Mm.
I've seen the other side, like a black person, with the Asian guy, and they've never like their parents like Asians are, you know what I mean? It's this different window that I've got an opportunity and fortunate and blessed to see, and it's so hard for me when I see these things. I'm always just like, if you only knew how it really is, not how it really is, but like those rare occurrences in those different time continuums of like parallel universes coming together to like debunk everything that you've known. And it's a
Mm.
shock and awe moment. I got in my first basic training, not my first fight, but my first basic training fight with this big 6'3" corn fed white dude from Alabama. Never seen a black person. He called me the N word and everything. And I stole off on him. We fought on the ground. We both got in trouble. They forced us to be fucking like friends. You don't go nowhere without him, and he don't go nowhere without you.
Mm.
And then we got to know each other over that fucking thing. Like hated each other and then eventually just got to know each other. And to this day, we're still fucking friends.
Mm.
But it took like you to like, oh shit, like everything I thought I taught or knew about a certain demographic is either true, because there's some truths to every stereotype, right? But like, and that's what like good comedians are able to do. They're able
Hold
to
on, I don't,
bring
I
up.
don't want to get too far away from the fact that you use the term corn fed, and I was just wondering where did that ever come from? Because like
I don't know.
you
I
don't
don't know.
really get big off corn. Like it's not like you
Yeah,
never heard a
yeah,
bodybuilder like up your corn ratio. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you don't
Corn,
buff up
corn
from
is
corn.
corn is useless calories, by the way. Like,
Exactly, but
yeah, it
we're like
is.
corn fed.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I think
anyway,
it's racist, honestly. Like, honestly, I think it's a racist term.
very much, very
Yeah,
much. It's
for
crazy
for
how
both
that,
sides. For
but
both
but but
sides.
but the way that they use it, at least it doesn't deter you from wanting to eat corn. Like you know how like black stuff would be like, y'all love fried chicken, or y'all love watermelons. Like, so you trying to get me to not eat watermelon? Like when the whole world
Enjoy
loves watermelon, like it's one of the best fruit. But you know,
to
they did
indulge
that
in.
for
Yeah,
so long. It took us a long time to really open our eyes and go, there really isn't anything wrong with liking watermelon. But when we were kids,
yeah,
like you kind of had that in the back of your
you
head,
had that
like,
back
oh
ahead.
yeah, black people eat watermelon,
Yeah,
like
or fried chicken.
or fried
Like,
chicken.
it's fried chicken is horrible. Anything fried, we know that as adults now. But like, Everybody use fried chicken. Like
Dude,
you
and some
go
of
to
the
Popeyes. Go to Popeyes. This is everybody in line. Everybody's in
dude, go
line
to some high end restaurants and they still got
for
some fried chicken. Go to Asian restaurants. They do fried chicken like
the
some of the
best.
best. Korean fried
Yeah.
chicken.
You
Come on,
slap
it
your
ain't
mama. Yeah. Yeah.
ain't
Yeah.
nobody ever outed them on eating it ever.
No, ever.
And,
Ever.
and they don't do that. No one's like, oh, that rice eating. Like
No.
no one does
No.
that.
No.
No
No
one
one
does
does
that.
that.
I don't know why they.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's yeah. It's one of those intrusive thoughts. You just feel like, what is wrong with
Right.
corn?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I understand like this different evolution of like um humanitarian and like humanism, is that, if that's a word, like just people, like people can change, people can evolve,
Yeah.
like no matter what, like they just have to be in a situation. That's why I can't wait till shit pops off in the United States, because we need it. Like when I was in Germany, and I, so that sounds wrong, I was in Germany
It
and
kind of
I
did pop off recently with your boy, uh, DJT.
what happened, what, what?
The shot heard around the world.
Oh, you talking about the next president?
Yeah. So I mean that I mean it ain't a
Are
complete
we gonna
pop off.
get into that? Are we gonna get it? You want to hear
If
my
you want to,
opinion? You want to hear my
hey,
opinion
if
about it?
I would love to, I would
I
love to
have
hear
not
it.
I have not yet spoke about this,
Here we
but I've
go.
talked to a lot of people. I have not said anything about it. I haven't posted anything about it.
It's
From a
exclusive then.
from
Exclusive.
a military security point. Now,
Yeah.
no, in no way am I saying I'm special forces,
Mhm.
secret service,
Mhm.
government contracting, or anything. But from
Gotcha.
a basic security standpoint, from being a 19 Delta Cavalry Scout for over 12 years in the United States Army with
Ah,
three
talk your
deployments,
ish. Talk your ish. Talk it.
that security
Mhm.
should be fucking embarrassed.
Embarrassed. Thank you. Thank you.
If anything, people who planned 9/11
Yeah.
could have just fucking just walked up and tried it out. Cause that's what the fuck this 20-year-old kid did. He just tried it out.
That's crazy.
Like they were like, oh, they spent years planning this attack and blah 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 blah. And they were professional terrorists with training. They went to America, went to flight school for many years, flown, got certified as like, if that doesn't break down America's fucking security on
Yeah.
how fucking like unprepared America is for any fucking thing.
Right.
Any and I had many conversations with my friends in the past where I was like, I believe the American population can overturn the US government. And they were like, no, it's Navy ships and blah blah. I was like, listen to every fucking police call when there's an active shooter. They have to wait for authorization. I remember my second deployment was like that. We
Mm,
were in an ambush and they were
mm.
like, hold fire, hold fire. Hey, red one, blah, 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 engage, permission to engage. And they were like, wait one. And we're waiting for like 3 minutes in an ambush with heavy rounds, RPGs firing at us. And we're like, what the fuck, sir? Can we fire? And they're like, he's like, no, wait. That's in
God.
every fucking situation
Wow.
that happens. And that day, the same exact, like everybody's like, oh, the sniper, blah, blah, blah. Like, he can't just shoot at all. He ended up doing it,
Yeah.
even though he disobeyed a direct order, according to him,
Yeah.
and got fired for it and everything.
He
But
got fired.
that's what they're saying.
So what I heard. Side note, I heard um someone who used to protect a different president. I believe he's been in a security detail for a president before. He was saying that in those situations, once shots are fired and there's somebody on that level that you're protecting, you automatically have the green light that the moment you have the shot, you can take it. You don't have to wait. Like, but I did understand what you're saying though, because it's like, but you gotta wait till the shots was taken. He could have been down by then.
But in OIF one, it was that it was a Wild Wild West, and a lot of friendly fire happened. So a lot of laws and regulations were built off of OIF one because it was the Wild Wild West. There was no niggas in uniform, right? So people would be like, "Oh, we're getting shot by fucking heavy artillery," and then it really was American soldiers thinking we were enemy fucking because we thought they were in
Mm.
tanks also, right? A lot of people were untrained. Like it was a lot of mistakes made.
Operation Iraqi Freedom, in case y'all didn't know what
Yeah,
OIF
a
was.
lot of people did not, and they don't talk about it. They just be like, but a lot of fucking people died from friendly fire in those wars. Like even Desert Storm, it was the same example. Like it was friendly fire. A lot of the deaths were friendly fire because
That does make sense though.
they
Then,
didn't properly track because
yeah,
we hadn't had a war in forever.
yeah. So it does
So
make
all
sense that they
these
would say hold, because like y'all just gonna
we
end up wiping each other out.
each other out because we've already seen it happen several times previously and we've learned our lessons and we're trying to it's like any other fucking job. Somebody slips and falls on a wet floor. Now we have protocols in place to prevent slip and falls because we had to pay money for ignorance.
Yeah.
So it happens a lot
Yeah.
those type of situations happen. But in that particular situation, from a security standpoint, I've cordoned off certain areas, right? We've went on many explorations where we felt like Osama bin Laden was hiding in this fucking underground fucking house. And it was a collective effort, right? And I'm not saying that rally intended for that type of presence of force because you don't want to intimidate people. You want people to feel free. It's America after all, right? Like feel free to take pictures and do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But this is the secret fucking service we're talking about. Now, granted, the Secret Service detail on an ex president is not like Joe Biden's Secret Service protection. Joe Biden has elite Secret Service fucking protection.
Yeah.
Obama doesn't have the like he has like motherfuckers on his way out, people fucking, brand new. So like the Secret Service echelon that follows him around, although they're very professional and capable of their jobs,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not
It's not
like
the same
they
level.
it's not the same level as the current president. You put
Yeah.
your best foot forward.
Of course.
So even though this is former President fucking Trump's security detail, these folks, first of all, when have you there's no situation that I've ever been trained for. If there's an active shooter, we're all just gonna fucking dogpile the person and stay there. Like
Just
they
stay there.
dogpiled him for a good 20 to 30 fucking seconds, allowed him to put his head back up with no cover
No cover.
and raise his hand up and say words and like and get his speech off and all these other fucking things and slowly graze him to like his fucking head is down and everybody's covering him and we're pushing his ass into wherever the fucking exfil point is.
Right. Right.
So a lot of those security elements to me were just like when I re-seen it, I was just like all these niggas are fired. All these niggas are fired, and all of them should go to fucking jail because you could be conspirators. There's no way, like, even if you have an active shooter, you never holster your weapon because you don't know if the threat is eliminated. There could be a
Right.
distract. That could have been a distraction.
Right.
Somebody in the crowd could have had a gun.
Right.
One of these niggas that are Secret Service could be a part of the fucking plot. Like, you don't
Just don't
know.
know. Yeah.
You
You don't
don't
know.
know how far the threat goes to allow him to fucking put his head back up. And that's why people are like, "Oh, it must have been fucking staged." And I'm like, I don't so much think that cuz I don't think that they would go that far as to try like in a desperate attempt to fucking get him to be the victim of, you know what I mean? And
Right.
and like if you look at videos of like the round like how the rounds were shot, the schematics or the diagram,
Mhm.
like had he not had of like turned his fucking head, he would be in the
It,
eyeball.
yep.
In
He
the
either could have got
eyeball.
it in the eye or he could have got the back of his skull blown out.
Blown out. Even if it was a low caliber round,
Oh
in
yeah,
the eye could have been a fatal fucking shot. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So he's very lucky and fortunate, and I'm glad that he didn't, because that's
I mean
a
that's
horrific
close, bro.
horrific to even think
I
about.
mean, right here.
Right there, twice.
Uh,
It hit him twice. Because if you look at the diagram that I seen, and I don't know if it's true, but like he turned, it clipped him, and then it clipped him again, and
huh.
then he ducked, and then it was like, and then it missed, and that's, I guess, the shot that killed the other person, because the other person died. So whether it was a low caliber round of a 22 or not,
Right,
it still killed someone.
right. And I don't think they said where the bullet hit that person. They said he was trying to protect his family, but it's like likely it wasn't a headshot and still killed him.
But a 22 will bounce around in you, right? It,
True.
it it just doesn't go through you. It'll bounce around and fucking hit, and then when it runs out of steam, it stops. So it doesn't just like hit you and fucking go. Like a 22 is not going to penetrate you and blow out and have an exit wound. It's just going to stay inside you and bounce around in your fucking inside of you
And that's
until
what
it
the round
runs out of.
was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a low caliber round, so I envisioned it being a 22.
I didn't
Even if
know they
it,
had low caliber rounds for AR style rifles.
yeah, you can get an AR. You can get an AK-47 that has 22 rounds. You can get
Oh, I
22.
didn't
You
know
can get
that.
5.56. You can get 7.62. Like, it's different calibrations of rounds that
Yeah.
all those weapons, pretty much every weapon that I think can go all the way up into. Some of them stop at 5.56, and then some of them stop at 7.62.
You can't
Um,
get a 7.62 in a dang Colt revolver.
no, you can.
What?
You can get revolvers at a 7.62.
Any of them? You said any weapon.
You can
Or
get
give
a
me a
seven.
version of any weapon.
You can get a 50 cal as a revolver if you fucking
I've seen that.
if you
I've
look.
seen that.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
like,
you were saying every weapon, like no matter what I bought, can take any
oh
of
no
these
no no no
rounds.
no no no.
That's what see what you
If
said.
you
Any
buy,
style
yeah,
of gun.
if you buy a 357, it's only going to take 357.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You buy the 38, it's only going to buy a 38. If you buy 40, it's going to only be a 40. You can't put a 5.56 in a 40.
Right.
Just because a firing pin is it's like it's
It's different.
precise.
Right.
Yeah, it's precise.
Okay.
But you can buy a version of that round
Right.
and still do it. But like, to get back on subject, like the security element of it to me was just so embarrassing for America. And granted, I send condolences to fucking the Trump family, because that's that. Like, as much as I don't agree with his politics and like his rhetoric and stuff like that, like, to kill someone over because they disagree with you is fucking
Wild.
barbaric. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
just feel like
That's something else.
that's just fucking something else, and it's horrible that even was a thought in somebody's mind.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it from a security aspect of like embarrassment for America. Every other country is seeing this over and over again, and people are just like, "That's all we had to do. That's all we fucking had to do." America is not prepared for how big it fucking talks. Like, they're not prepared for how big they fucking talk. Like, I'm guaranteed that they beefed up all fucking security for both of them
They
on
had
every
to.
other thing that they fucking go to.
They had to immediately.
It's going to be minimal fucking reporters there. It's going to be a more extensive fucking, like, that's what happens when something like that, especially when something like that happens.
Yeah.
it, Security goes to the fucking ultra over the top max. It's gonna be hard for people to fucking fly into America now. You know what I mean? Just because they're gonna be like, we know we fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's G57 classified now.
yeah, yeah. What you here for, nigga? the beach where your sandals at. You ain't got no sandals,
Yeah.
so how you going to the beach? You know what I mean? So I just feel like I was looking at, I was like, and then people for 2 minutes saying, hey, there's a guy on the fucking roof to like the local PD. Cause like even us as military members, like we had Iraqi army out there, Iraqi police that were like, hey, you guys fucking do this, we do that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a collaborative effort when it comes to like that type of event. They don't have 200 fucking Secret Service people out there doing shit. It's
Right.
local PD, it's SWAT, it's different elements from FBI and all. It's like all these different collaborative efforts, and there's like one centralized like command center where everybody has a representative, but there's one motherfucker in charge, and I guarantee he's fired. Like, bitch, you got the president fucking sniped by a 20-year-old boy with a fucking rifle.
Think about that. That's crazy.
Like,
Like,
you couldn't come on, my nigga. Like, and so I think even the people, even the police, they'll be like, hey, was you over there by that white shit? He's like, no, it wasn't me. It was Johnny. Johnny was over there. I went to go to the car to get my Gatorade because I was thirsty. Like, both you niggas fired. Like, leave without pay. Like, I feel like everybody has to answer to that at some aspect, because it was embarrassing to see, and being like deployed and like seeing like America's presence at its finest. Like, when we were over there, we were like gods. They had never seen Americans. Like, they thought our sunglasses had X-ray vision. That's how unaware of like technology and life in 2003 that they
yeah,
were.
yeah.
And now they're just like, nigga, there's a twin. Like, he just climbed on the shed and
I'm
shot at
still blown away at how any elevated position was not manned by somebody in the security detail.
it. Doesn't happen that way.
Huh.
It just doesn't. You would think it happens that way, and people's ignorance
Especially
happens.
if there's line of sight to who you're protecting. It's like, no, we need somebody at
And it was, because if you look right, when you're a counter sniper, you have sectors of fire. So that sniper, his sector of fire was here, right?
uh
And the shooter is here. That's in your sector of fire. He's looking at the shooter the entire time through the scope. And right when he fucking raises his eye off to look, the shots go off, and he jumps and he gets back on, and then he fucking shoots the guy.
Yeah.
But that's after he
It takes a
fired four,
second though.
four
Yeah.
rounds.
Yeah, it took a second. He looked up, was like, clack, 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 clack. I'm like, bro, react. What are you doing?
But and one of the Secret Service, or like one of the Special Forces guys said it, and Secret Service guys said it too. It's very hard to like rush into gunfire. It's the hardest thing in the world. Like,
Makes sense.
I've done it. I've been in it many a times, and either, like, I always tell people, like, they're like, oh, how was OIF 1, and I'm like, I don't remember it, because I literally was a ghost. Like, my body and me as a person were
Mm,
two different fucking beings. I used to run and just rush into shit because I was brainwashed and trained to do that.
mm.
Those fucking people weren't.
Yeah.
They're not trained to do any of the things that they say that they were fucking able to do.
Mm,
That goes to show you, over the years, the training has been diluted because it has not been a threat
yeah.
since 2001.
Yeah.
There's not been a threat. So everybody comes like, hey, we used to do that, and because I work, nobody wants to work, right? And I'm in these positions of like training. My job is training, and everybody comes in with a lackadaisical attitude, like, this isn't going to happen for real. So let's, you know what? Hey, this training is like, oh, after OIF 1, and they were like, but I know the threat is not like that, so let's go ahead and approach it like this. I don't ever do that, because I'm like, I've been deployed X amount of times. I know every situation is fucking different, and I've seen people get killed from pumping up a tire on a big truck and the tire ring snapping and crushing their fucking face to somebody rolling immediately 10 feet out of the gate and blowing up from a fucking IED. Either one you cannot prepare for.
Mm.
So pay attention to this shit. It might just fucking save your fucking life.
All right, so I'm glad you kind of we steered in this direction. I know we did it before, but the show has evolved. I need to do another episode with you on the Pod is Good regarding your story as a military member.
Yeah, I'm down, man. Of
And
course.
and and it's because, now I'm saying, like, the idea of the show is, stories you didn't know you needed to hear. And so I feel like telling the story in a more elaborate way is going to be beneficial. On top of that, it's trying to generate um, inspiration through transformation. And so um, I think it powerful stories about someone's journey are really going to be kind of the cornerstone of the show, and showing um, showing like that pivotal moment where your life went from this to that. For
Yeah.
some people, everybody's different. Some I had a guy on that was talking about how he got some rare form um, of cancer um, in just the last episode of the show, and he lost his mom and dad before he graduated high school.
Yeah.
That was kind of like his moment. I had another girl on, and she was talking about how she got um, burned as a kid, and so she has these scars on her. And for years, I think till she was like 18, she didn't even look in the mirror because she was so ashamed of those scars. And then she had a moment where she finally like started to try to turn that around. And so everybody's story is different, but I think not a lot of people get to hear um, about the military life in the way that, in the candid way that you speak about it. Like you've been there, so you speak about it with great detail, but you also speak about it from a very um, liberated place. Like, I
Yeah.
was there, I was brainwashed. This is what went on. I can't even tell you how I stomached the things that I stomached, but now it's like I'm able to look back at it, and I think that you know even just mental health, or the lack of mental health for a lot of people that unfortunately come out of the military, don't allow them to do that.
Yeah.
And
I,
so
I'm down. I'm in a very good place, and it took me a long time to get like kind of get to this moment of like acceptance of my transgressions that I did back then.
yeah,
There's a lot of regret and there's a lot of like sorrow and pain that I had to deal with,
yeah,
and a lot of forgiving myself of like that wasn't your decision. You know what I mean? That wasn't, and that's why I said like that's when I speak to it as like it was a very out of the body experience, and I didn't recognize how much damage I had done to my mental capacity until 10 years later. Um, so yeah, it is very therapeutic, and I'm able to talk to people that kind of mimic or have been in the same situation as me. Um, when it comes to that, because nowadays it's like glorified and all this other stuff, and even back then it was kind of glorified, but now that you know the smoke has settled and a lot of the things that I've done, like like directly influence my behavior over the last several years, and I couldn't figure out why I was a certain way and stuff like that. And like talking to people, it actually helped me. I feel like talking to other people, it may help them to find, because I don't know if you remember, Gabe. Gabe ended up committing suicide.
mm,
He was a combat veteran. Like he was an infantryman. He went to the like, but he was struggling with demons his entire existence, and he looked very happy and stuff like that. And I like everything leading up to his death reminded me of everything that I had been trained to recognize about someone who's suffering. He was very happy. He was posting regularly. He was giving stuff away. He was doing all these things
Mm,
that I've been trained to like recognize that like there's a problem, right?
mm,
In my mind, I was like, I need to reach out to him, but I seen so many other people that I thought could be a better resource to him reaching out, so I just didn't do it.
yeah,
And a month later, he ended up, taking his own life. So if anything, that that motivates me to be like, well, then maybe I should talk about it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
That to me, even though we weren't like the closest of friends, but I've known him since fucking kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like,
wow,
and for that type of stuff to happen to people, and I got another good brother, Jason Hubbard. Like, we both were tankers. You know what I mean? Like, so there's this bond that you have with certain people, and he's doing great things in the community as far as trying to um, like elevate people's minds and explore mental health and get people to get seek help and not even just help but like coping mechanisms and stuff like that with like outdoor activities and things like that. So there's a lot of good people that's from Fairfield that are
mm,
doing these type of things for people, even if they're not combat related, but like you could have experienced, like you said, like trauma, in your household or trauma, in a relationship or something like that. It still is a form of trauma, and it's still a form of PTSD that um, every day is present. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, as sure as you're waking up and you're, you know, opening your eyes, that problem is still as present as that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I'm 100% down for it. And I was reluctant in the past because I don't like. I always felt like it was glorifying something,
yeah. I remember.
and I never like to talk about like my experiences because I ran into so many people that have had a brother or a cousin or a sister or something that was in the military, and they would share their experience of their sibling or whatever, somebody that they knew, and I always had an opinion about it because I was like, oh, they did what, and they were where, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, and what time was this? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not going to debunk their story. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna if that's what they want to, that's what. So I always felt like it was kind of like, oh, if I tell my story, then I'll have to defend my reality like I was doing those other people. But I know what the fuck I did. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, I know what I did. I know where I come from. I know the things and the men and women that I served with during that time. So yeah, I'm more than happy to at least explore that topic.
yeah. I'm pretty sure at least us doing what we did before even probably helps. Um, because we've kind of been down this road already. Because I remember you did have issue with it prior to us, talking about it before. But it feels like you got good response, from it. Um, I remember you telling me about a few comments that you heard, and I know even on my side, uh, Sheldon was like, sorry, Master Sheldon was
Yeah.
like man, like it's just good. He hit me a few weeks ago, like he was watching your episode, and he was like, man, this is great. Like just hearing him talk about these things, like you don't get a chance to hear about all of it, and I felt like I got to go back and watch it, but I just kept feeling like maybe I didn't do a great job as a storyteller, helping to kind of narrate the whole story because I felt like we talked about a lot. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And sometimes that's a great thing. Sometimes you miss things, or you miss the depth of certain areas because you're kind of doing too many
Going
things.
along with the journey, but you're also going around along with the journey
Right,
because I didn't. It's not like I talked to you about it before and
right,
then got on stream and talked about it too. So like you're also hearing this for
for
the
the first
first
time.
time.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right. Which was fire. Like that's why I tell a lot of my guests, like I don't want, sometimes nervous energy makes people want to kind of tell me what they want to talk about. And I'm like, I don't really want to hear it. I'm
yeah,
not trying to be rude, but like I want it to feel organic. I want it to feel like I want to feel like the listener feels,
yeah,
because I feel like I can do a better job asking the right questions that the other people watching or may be thinking of if I don't already know it all.
yeah,
Because if I
yeah.
know it, then I'm just kind of, I might, gloss over certain things just unknowingly. But anyway, I do got to run, but I want to end on, um, and I guess this is more of a personal thing, but we, I don't know if you've been looking into the government contracts,
Yeah,
uh, as we were talking about, but that last one we were talking about with the hoods,
yeah,
um, I got a project right now that I might have some seed money to get us going on that, if that's around. Like if that, I remember that kind of being,
yeah,
being a few racks to get in that.
yeah.
But if basically we just need to stay on top of that. I understand we got a lot of other things. We both family men, and you DoorDash executive at this point. you know, your gold
Top,
tier.
yeah, top commenter on DoorDash. Yeah, I got a star by my name. Like
Yeah,
people
bro.
answer me, they'd be like, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Robinson."
there, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. So yeah, we got to get on that though, because as you already know, we missing out still.
Well, my sister, my brother, and my nieces and nephew came to visit me for Fourth of July here in Texas,
Fire.
and so now my brother is saying that he wants to move here. He's supposed to move here in August, and it's along the lines of what we're talking about because I'm trying to put him on to the box truck game.
Mm.
Um,
Oh yeah,
because
he
there's
hit
like
me about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
we chatted about that. Yeah.
there's some really good opportunities out here in like this like South Texas to like run that Texas, Mexico, Arizona, like you know what I'm saying pipeline. Um, but it's along the same lines. So like I got back into the swing of things of like researching and figuring things out. Like I just it's been a year of all of my things needed to be recalibrated. But yeah, I'm more than like I'm way more motivated now because the wife will get here in September and we'll be trying to. I'm trying to get her into it because she's more analytical. Like she likes to read. So I'm like, oh, they just want 10 packages, and I just go. She's like, no, but they got to be delivered at this degrees, and so like she's more meticulous when it comes to the details about it. So, but yeah, I'm all for it, man.
So
If you
just to remind you, if you come across it, don't forget your boy got a Freightliner.
yeah, look,
Your boy got the day cab. So I mean, I'm
I'm
just
telling you,
saying.
if we can get Daryl
Yeah.
right, if we can get Daryl certified, Daryl is a driver, bro.
Hmm.
Like he will ride from California to New York, no problem. You know what I mean? So if that's the case, we can get him certified, and we can just start.
That's all right there.
Yeah, we could just. I'm telling you, we can get him in that goddamn
Focus.
driver's seat.
Focus on the stupid phone.
Focus on the truck. You see it?
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, bet, man. I know you're gonna be out for a minute, but let's get back on as soon as possible. And the goat debate. It is. I
Yeah,
got.
man. Come
Dude.
on,
It,
man.
it it it
It's been so
it's
many
been
fire
so.
topics. Kendrick Lamar and Trey. Like we missed.
Don't remind me. Don't
Oh,
remind me.
okay. All right.
There are people.
Speaking of which, can we just end on that?
Okay.
How did you take that moment in time? You live in LA.
Yeah.
Was the energy in LA as much as I thought it was going to be, or was like people just like, yeah, because LA is kind of meh. Like they're just like,
I'll say it this way: the people that matter to the hip hop community was up for this one.
okay,
This
all
was
right,
one of them ones because
Yeah.
and I say it that way because LA got so many people.
Yep. Yep.
To some certain groups, certain people don't matter. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
fluff, and the people that was all on Drake's side, and they just love the lights and glamour of it all.
Yeah.
You don't understand this.
Yep.
Y'all ain't in this. You
Yeah.
trying to
And
learn to dance? Like no,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we on something else. And
Yeah.
there's an energy that's moving. And Kendrick Kendrick settled the score.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it that way. Kendrick settled the score. Kendrick took you all the way back to when hip hop first started, and you had Sugar Hill Gang that the streets didn't love because they
Yeah.
knew that ain't what we've been doing. Like, this is the first thing y'all gonna put on TV. That's
Yeah.
not even us.
Yeah.
So then when Grandmaster Flash was like, "No, this is us," and brought the message, it was
Yeah.
like that was the perfect that started hip hop. That was like, here it is. You got the playful, glitzy, hippity hippity hoppity rap, and then you
Yep.
got the don't push me cause I'm the streets. You just gonna leave? You just gonna while I'm in the you, you just gonna leave me? Okay, okay,
Here. I don't know what happened.
okay. But that created the spectrum of hip hop from the gate.
Okay.
This battle was 50 years in the making.
Yes.
50 years in the making. And it came to a head with literally the top of the top in both of those. You could argue
Yeah.
that Drake is the 2024 hip to the hippity hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kendrick is the 2024 don't push me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He settled the score.
Yeah.
And there was pride in this city. When he did the pop out show, the world saw it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
world saw
The
how
world saw it.
LA felt.
Yes. Yeah.
They saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
it was one of those.
I felt the energy, bro. Like I watched it live. I saw it. I wanted to be there. There was a lot of like people that I knew
Yeah.
personally that were there at the, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
posting, like they were there. And I was just like, this is such a great moment for hip hop in
Yeah.
general. But like the West Coast, because like Kendrick has like tried to blur the line of, because it's been always NorCal versus SoCal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
just forever. And I think he was trying to blur that line of like, if we unite, we could fucking take over
Yeah.
everything. Like all the trends, all like people come to LA for the fashion, people come to LA for the gangster mentality, people go to the Bay for the vernacular and the slang. Like if we take this shit over, it would be
It's different.
phenomenal for everything. And
It's
it
different.
is that. It is, Drake is the hip hop to the hippie to the, you know what I mean? Like
It is.
he was dancing around. Like I don't know. I think it was perfect for the movement, for hip hop to see it. I felt bad for Drake at one point. I was like, damn, it's like why are you trying to fake to be my homie? And then all of a sudden now, like Rick Ross, fucking ASAP, right? Like all these people, and he was like, how many is, what is it, 15 verse, one? Like that's
Yeah.
not a fair battle, but it's like
Yeah.
nobody's mad at you for being Drake. People are mad at you for you trying to be them. And
Yeah.
then, like, now you can't even go to Atlanta. You can't even go back to 21 Savage. You can't go back to 2 Chainz. You can't go back to Quavo and make nothing because Kendrick already said you go back to Atlanta when you, you know what I'm saying? Like, so everything you do, even if you do go back there, people be like, you colonizer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Right.
it was so perfect, bro. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you
He
see the
showed
new
up.
video of his snippet, right? There's a snippet at the beginning of it. I'm gonna send you this video.
Okay.
The snippet that they're saying, his whole verse is every song that Drake like either was featured on or said that he wrote. The whole, like, from word to word, like I'm a like every fucking word is like 35
Wow.
tracks. Yeah, I'm gonna send you that fucking video. And they're like, if Kendrick is that much of a fucking genius to make a verse for his little snippet of his album, and
Yeah,
he did that.
that's
That
fire.
shit, because everybody's there, like, oh, Drake wrote this. Drake was featured on this. Drake was part of it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
but
fire.
yeah, man, yeah, we
That's
we'll
fire.
we'll get into that on another episode. I know you got to go, but
Yeah.
I just want to hear your thoughts on it because I was like, I know LA got to be a vibe right now
Shh.
because we won, and him uniting like Crips and Bloods from all over parts of California. I remember when I was out there in California and you was like, I was somewhere, you was like, where you at? I was like, oh, I'm somewhere. He was like,
Yeah,
like,
I remember that. I remember where you were too. I ain't gonna say it.
yeah.
I remember where you were. I'm like,
And I was with a
bro,
Mexican chick too. I was just like,
yeah.
chilling out. Yeah.
That's
My
what got
Mexican
me. I'm like,
partner.
hold on, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
You where with who?
Yeah. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah.
Like the media's coming.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All right, bro. I'll let you, mate.
All right, cuz.
No turn signals.